Hi, so I just finished Yellowface by Rebecca F. Kwang, and I have opinions. In this book, we follow a girl named June Hayward, mostly going as June Song in this book, because this is her second name, and Athena. Athena is a friend from her. She has since college, but they never been this close, but we're still doing things together. And Athena grew famous. She's a Chinese American author, and she grew famous with her books, with her writing. And June was always quite jealous. And then this one afternoon, June went to Athena's house, and they quite thought it was a funny thing to eat as many pancakes as you can, and this is where Athena died and choked on a pancake, and June stole her her manuscripts, like a book that Athena just finished. She stole it and some other papers, and she changes some bits of the story, but then she releases it. And this book is just it's so tense, because at some point someone is like, yeah, I know you stole it, and calling themselves Athena's ghost, and this is just so, ooh. So I like this book. I really like this book. Help. So I will give this book 4 stars. I don't know, something was just missing, and it's not a story that goes as I wanted it to. I think the end was the plot was, I mean, in following June in this book, you can see that the whole internet thing is going to her mind, that at some point she's like even believing that Athena might still be alive, even though June saw her die in front of her. So she makes a stupid confession, and to who she thinks is Athena. So the end of this book is quite I don't really like the end, because it's quite open. But and also June she does not have anyone to talk to. She just does not. So this was also frustrating. So she's like trapped with herself, and you get that feeling. It's very, very tense. So this book is really well written, very, very tense written though. At the beginning of this video, you saw deep cuts, and I also want to give my review to this book. I don't have it with me because I already gave it back to my friend, because I've already read through it like last month, but at the beginning. But yeah, I hyped it up too much in the last video. I was like, this could be a 5-star, but it was a 2-star. I just did not really like it. I'm a musician myself. I love making music. I'm currently making a song. I'm in a band, and I just love making music. I love singing. I love playing piano, guitar, everything. But this book was just yap about music. So much yap that I don't know. And it was like there is something that just blocked me from going into the book. Because mostly when you read a book, you are in the book, you have the scenarios in your head and everything. You're just so into it. But this book, I couldn't see anything. And it was just so boring for me. It's like this one girl, she's untalented. Like, she can't do music. But if she listens to a song from a songwriter, for example, she can tell what she dislikes and what not, and just make the song better before it's even made. This is her job. And I don't know. And also, it gave me quite some Nana vibes, because I watched Nana while reading this book, because it's also about a band and everything. But this is my review. 2 stars. I also read Days at the Morisaki Bookshop and More Days at the Morisaki Bookshop. And the first one is just this wholesome, cozy, just coming into the bookshop, coming into this bookshop book. It's about the main character and her. She's losing her boyfriend and her job in the same day. So her uncle calls her and is like, hey, you can move into my bookshop. You don't have to pay, but you have to work, but you have to help out. And she's like, yeah, let's do it. And then everything's fine. And at some point, Momoko comes, like, the aunt, the old wife from the uncle. She randomly appears after being missing 5 years, and the main character has to find out why and everything, and ends up going on a trip and ends up loving Momoko, and then everyone is like a wholesome family. And then there's just one hint that Momoko is sick, and the sickness, you will find out about it in the next book, and the next book is deeper. First it's cozy, it's not this crazy bookshop vibe anymore, because the main character does not live in a bookshop anymore. You have a tiny time skip, she has a boyfriend, and just some things are going down. So it was quite sad, but both books are 3.5 star for me. They're cozy, but the other one just tried to be quite depressive at the ending, and I did not really like it because I wanted something cozier, but I still like the cozy aspects. I just came home and we literally spent 5 hours making music, making my song, and I found out today that I will have a concert, and this is crazy, at a cultural hall, which is crazy. But we're gonna get back to books, because I can't spoil too much. I can't show my song because it's not finished, obviously, so yeah. But the 7-year slip, I started reading this book, and I'm on page 170 right now, more than a whole through this book. And this book, I knew it was romance, but I did not know that it was fantasy. It is a romantasy, a rom-com, it's everything in once. The 7-year slip is about a girl named Clementine. I really love her name. Y'all know I have problems with names, but Clementine is a name you just have it in your head because it's so unique. So yeah, it's about Clementine, and she's working at this book publishing, what's it called? Book publishing. Help. I don't know. We're just gonna say book agent. She's a book publisher. That's what she is. And she had an aunt she really loved, and her aunt's apartment was always pretty magical to her because her aunt just made it very magical. But due to her being a child, she does not really believe that there was magic, and her aunt died, and she gets to live in an apartment now. And she always hoped that magic will happen, but magic never happened because it just does not really exist, does it? The 7-year slip is about time slipping, and it's not a normal story of from past to now lovers. I don't know what the trope is called, but mostly children to lover, but this is not children to lover. He was 26, and 7 years later they will meet again. But this apartment was set back 7 years. So he spawned in her house, telling her, hey, your aunt let me come over. And she was like, what? My aunt is dead and everything. And then she realized he's from 7 years ago. And she has to find him in the real life. And she finds him in real life, and everything turns out to be not what she expected. Not what she expected. But yeah, I'm gonna read this book, and I'm gonna say if the end is good or not, but I hope it will be good. So, yeah, And I'm really excited. Also, I went to school today. Very crazy information. And my friend gave me Just Kids by Patti Smith, and I'm also really excited to read it. It's, I don't know, he's told me a bit about it, that it's pretty much about art, and it's about New York and New York City in the late 60s and 70s. And really, I'm so excited to read this. This is my first Patti Smith book, and many people really like her writing, they say, and this being the first book, I'm really excited. I saw this book laying around at my friend's house once, and I quite read through it, but due to him currently reading it, I did not really want to steal it away. But yes, this is a book for him next video, because this one is the one I'm going to finish this video, and I'm going to make maybe a recap video. I have to think about it. So I've finished the 7-year slip tonight, and the 7-year slip, yeah. And I have to say, I did not like the ending, because the ending was very fast paced. And so at first, when she first met Ewan in her apartment, like the apartment being set back 7 years, it was exciting. It was exciting. The next 2 times, exciting. But at that point, when she met him in her time, it got pretty boring, because it just felt weird. Like her having the freaky thing with Ewan in the past while knowing him in the real life. I don't know, it quite weirded me out. And Ewan suddenly knows about that. He knows that in her, like, she can go back in time, like her apartment just randomly sets her back in time. She can't control it, but he just randomly knows about it, where I was like, did I not read something? And when he went away, like, she was in an apartment, but she was set back 7 years ago, but he wasn't home, her aunt came in, and it was just like, yeah, there was a woman packed with things, and that was it. And then you spawn in a random scenario with Fiona and Drew, her best friends. So, I don't know, I gave this book a 3.5 stars, because I liked the beginning, I liked how it felt, I liked that there was fantasy in it I did not know about before reading this book, and I liked the fantasy, I liked the thing with this apartment, but I did not like the rest of it. I did not like how fast it ended. It ended almost with a sex scene. So, I don't know. I heard so many good things about it, but I don't think that this book was for me. But yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I'm gonna go take a shower now. Bye bye.